Welcome back. I'm Felix, and I am reacting to 15 American phrases that totally confuse Brits. So I guess they're going to talk about phrases that confuse them. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's see what you're doing.
Easy Dreamers, welcome to a very special video because today I'm joined by my friend
Eat, Sleep, Dream English, Love in London.
Jess. Hey Jess, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright. Jess is from America, but she also has a channel here in London called Love and London. Do you want to quickly tell us a bit about Love and London?
Yeah, so we make videos for people who are coming to visit London. So we tell everyone how you can take the tube and what restaurants you should go to and things you should know before you come here. And we specialize in things that are a bit off the beaten path. So we're always trying to talk about cool restaurants and independent shops and things like that.
It's very cool. Really worth checking out, guys.
I can't help but stare at his upper lip. It's like his upper lip won't move. So I guess he really does have a stiff upper lip.
Now, Jess is from... Which part of America are you from?
I'm from New York.
Okay, so I've brought her in to help me because there are 15 American phrases that I don't understand and most Brits don't understand, and I thought maybe Jess could help us translate some of them.
Happy to.
So the first one I have is Monday morning quarterback. What does this mean?
So a quarterback is a position in American football.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me more than that because I don't actually know what it means beyond that. But basically that phrase means
Quarterback is the leader of the team.
to when someone's coming in and giving advice or giving their opinion on something when it's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, okay, well, you have the privilege of hindsight now, so this is kind of pointless information.
So the quarterback is a position in American football, and they're the one that dictates what to do. I think they tell everyone, oh, you go this way, you go that way. So I guess it's that, but you're doing it in a different context.
Yeah.
After the event.
Like the game's already over, so it's kind of like if people are watching or they have watched a football game here, and then people are at the pub and they're like, oh, you should have gone that way and should have did this and did that, and it's like, well, that's not really that helpful, is
It's
it?
really annoying. Oh, so to Monday morning quarterback something is actually a really annoying thing to do. Aha, okay. We don't have that same phrase, but
Okay.
excellent. All right, our next one, bang for your buck. What does this
Right.
mean?
So buck is slang for $1,
Yes.
kind of like how we say quid here.
Mm.
And so when you say something has good bang for your buck, it means that it's good value.
Actually, I don't think that's really where it came from. Now, let me look here. I'm going to look it up. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, I guess I was wrong because that is what it means. Bang for excitement and buck, which means money. So that's what they get, bang for your buck. For some reason, I thought it came from something else. I know I heard it came from something else. Give me a sec. I'll see here. Everybody's regurgitating the same thing. No one's got anything new here. I could have sworn it came from something else. Oh well.
Exactly.
Ah, okay. All right. So I might say like this flat is a good bang for your buck.
Yep,
Is
it
that
means
right?
I'm paying a good price compared to maybe other places around the area.
All right, nice. Okay, this is a classic one that I hear, and I've never really understood it. To plead the fifth.
That's
What
pretty
does this mean?
self-explanatory.
Right, so the fifth is an amendment in the Constitution. This is really getting into my history and politics knowledge here.
Yeah.
Where you basically can stay silent. So in court, you can say that you plead the fifth, which means you actually don't have to answer any questions. And this is in various different parts of the judicial process. So people will say, like, if I ask you a question and you like sheepishly don't want to answer it, you'll be like, I plead the fifth.
Ah, okay, so we can use it in just like a really informal context.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So as like a teenager, if your mum was like, where have you been? You could be like, I plead the fifth.
I don't know if you want to do that with your mom. Your parents, that could go really bad for you.
When I was a kid.
Nice. Okay, that's a really cool phrase. I like that one.
I plead. He pleads the fifth. All right.
Okay, this one I've heard a few times. John Hancock. What is a John Hancock?
Yeah.
Or who is John Hancock?
So John Hancock, again, this is really going into my history knowledge. So he was one of the founding fathers, if I remember correctly, of the United States of America. And when you say John Hancock, it's slang for signature because I think he was potentially the first person to sign the Constitution when the U.S. left you guys.
I don't know if he was first, but I do know it also had to do with how big he wrote it on there too. Like his is one of the larger signatures on there.
So, yeah, if someone says, I need your John Hancock, it means I need your signature.
So can you put your John Hancock just there, for example? To me, it's...
Actually, let me take a look here. Hold on a second. Let me just pull it over. So there it is. So yeah, his is one of the larger ones on the Constitution. So I think that's primarily where it came from, that he signed his so big that it took a lot of space. Everybody else was signing theirs small.
Sounds like a euphemism for something else. But
Yeah, it's not. I get that.
Okay, John Hancock. A great question for you. A New York minute.
Right, so...
What is a New York minute?
Yeah, so New York, everyone knows it's hustle bustle. Everything is going so fast. So when you say something happened in a New York minute, it just means very, very quickly, basically in a moment. It just flashes before your eyes and then goes.
Okay, because everything is just moving so quickly there.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe like, would you say, for example, like, how far is the pub from here? Oh, it'll take you a New York minute to get there.
Yeah, and it would mean like it's basically across the road.
Okay, so not far at all. Do you have other minutes? Is there a Texan minute? Is there like a Boston minute?
Not that I know of, but I would say if there was, it would definitely be something down south that it would be the opposite because everything's much slower down south.
Yes, slow as molasses. That's something I've heard. I can't think of anything else. But yeah, if you ever messed with molasses, it comes out of a container really, really slow.
Like Texas, Florida.
Like a Louisiana minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Would be like a really slow, chilled minute. I like the sound of that. Yeah, this is one again I've never really understood. At college, or university as we would say, you have different years. So like sophomore is a word I've heard, and freshman as well.
Yeah.
What are these?
Yeah, so most universities, you go for 4 years, depending on what degree you're doing, but most will take 4 years. And then so if you're a freshman, that means you're in the first year. Okay. Then there's sophomore, which is second year, junior's third year, and then your final year is your senior year, fourth year.
So you have a specific name for each year.
Yeah.
Okay. So freshman, I guess we translate as fresher. We have that.
Yes.
But then we do 3 years here, so we don't have you just second year and third year.
And you don't have anything for the last one even?
No.
Interesting.
Third year. Or like last year. Right? Yeah, no we don't. And then obviously like once you've graduated you are a grad. So you have like, or post-grad. But yeah, the sophomore one I've never understood that ever.
Yeah.
Sophomore, okay.
Yeah. It's very, in the US, you always call each other by that. You would never ever say, I'm in my second year or my third year. You'd always say, I'm a sophomore. And it's also a little bit of an identity.
That's not true. I've heard people say that's before. So it's not entirely true. There are people who say, I'm in my third year, I'm in my fourth and final year. So I've heard people in the U.S. use that phrase. And I'm not talking just TV and movies, but in real life. Even in high school, I'll hear people say that stuff. So, yeah, it's not uncommon to hear that here as well.
Factor where it's like, oh my god, we're all sophomores, cool, or like we're all freshmen, and like, oh my god, cool, you're freshmen, that's so cute, like we're seniors, and it's constantly used.
Is it reduced down in sort of a freshie? Are you a freshie or anything like that, or is it like a...
Not that I remember, but it's been a long time since I've been at university, so maybe someone will...
No, they don't. It's been a long time for me too, and yeah, I've never heard anyone say freshie. I'm talking about the freshman 500, but other than that, no, I haven't heard of them shorten it like that.
chime in the comments.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. To knock on wood. Now, I heard this phrase, the first ever time I heard it was a band who I'm blanking on now, but they had a song called Every Time I Knock on Wood, something else.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I don't know what that means. So what does it mean? Translate it for me.
That's funny because I feel like I've heard that my entire life. Basically, it means you don't want to jinx something. So if you're like, I'll be getting a promotion next week, and then hopefully, and then you go like, knock on wood, and then you're supposed to go find a piece of wood, and you go, knock, knock, knock. And it's like, I don't want to jinx it, so hopefully it's still happening.
Oh, it's like for luck.
Yeah. Kind of for luck. It's maybe not luck. No, not quite luck. It's just that you like don't want to jinx something. So you don't, if you're talking about it or you're like, I've never been in a car accident before. Knock on wood.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
Now, yeah, it is luck. Actually, it is for luck. Knock on wood. But I know there was more to it. There's always more to these things. Because it had to do with wood, like actual wood. Like there's so much like faux wood out there that you basically knock on to see if it's real wood. Real wood sounds different than fake wood. So I can't find it now. Let's see here, knocking on wood. Nope, I can't find it. I knew there was more to it than just, luck or whatever. Nope, I thought that was it. Never mind. But, yeah, it is for luck. You knock on wood for luck. And it is for you don't want to jinx something. And, but in the end, it's luck. You knock on wood, hope I get that promotion, knock on wood, type of stuff like that. So yeah, so there's that.
So that translates for us as like to touch wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I forgot. Yeah, you guys say that.
Yeah. Okay, makes total sense to me. Another phrase, for the birds. I've seen there's a Pixar film called For the Birds that I've seen, but again, I didn't get the reference. What does it mean?
Yeah, I've not heard this one too many times. I've never used it, but it basically means that it's like pointless or useless. So you could say.
I would say a lot of the phrases she's talking about really aren't used anymore. That's probably why I'm having trouble finding stuff for it. But yeah, for the birds, she's right about that one. It's pointless. I don't know the background of it, but let's see here. Yeah, just doing quick searches. You're not gonna find much, but yeah, it basically means that worthless, not worth the time. Feed it to the birds, type of deal.
Like this seminar is for the birds. Like let's just go.
This seminar. You're not this one.
Not this one.
No. Other ones. Okay, so just useless, like no point in it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd love to know if anyone knows the sort of the etymology of that, why this phrase exists, let us know in the comments below. Okay, our next one, we're rattling through these. To be behind the 8 ball. An 8 ball is from pool, right?
Yep.
The black ball, I think it is.
Yeah, which is the last one you want to get in when you're playing pool.
Right. Okay.
Pool pro here. So again, this one I've not really heard that much, but basically it means that because if you're behind the 8 ball, you're at a disadvantage because you don't want to knock the 8 ball because of various reasons and you don't want it to go in the hole. So that saying basically means that you're at a disadvantage and you don't want to do that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting. So maybe if I'm training for a race, and maybe I haven't been training as long as some other people, then I could.
I'm not sure where he's going with that, but without even looking this one up, I know it's not just disadvantage, just being in a hard place, a bad situation. And people say, "Oh, you're behind the 8 ball," and yeah, that's usually what I hear is when you're in a bad situation.
I'd say I'm a bit behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, most of these so far they're not really used anymore. These are really, really old sayings. They probably came about in the 70s, 80s, and stuff like that. I'll say 60s, 70s, and 80s. Some of these probably came out and they're just not used anymore.
To these guys.
I think it would be, that might work, but I think it's more of that you would say like, I've sprained my ankle, so now I'm behind the 8 ball.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Okay, another one. The whole 9 yards. This one rings a bell.
Yeah, I feel like, God, I've heard this, I guess, loads, but I don't know if I've used it in a very long time. I have been here for 10 years, though, so I think sometimes, like, I forget, and I've lost a lot of the isms, and I picked up, obviously, some of the English ones.
Yeah,
so. So the whole 9 yards basically means, like, everything. So I'll say sometimes, so we, like, got this, and this, like, we did everything, we did the whole 9 yards, or got the whole 9 yards, and, just, like, kind of means, like, we did it all.
Okay, cool. Maybe, I'm thinking, like, at Christmas time, houses, some people like to decorate their houses, and there's one house that's just, like, lit up, just decorations everywhere. It's the whole 9 yards, right? That's everything.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice phrase. Okay, we've got a few more.
Hey, I was looking at one up because there were some people who thought, I know people thought it had something to do with football, but it actually has nothing to do with football. Like from what I have, it looks like they don't know the real origin of it, but it doesn't have anything to do with football. It came out before football.
This one, broil. I've heard this word, and again, we've got the word boil, but not broil.
Yeah. So this has actually confused me for until recently, because I would talk to my parents about things I would be making here, and using recipes here, and they would be like, grill, like, you don't have a grill. And I'd be like, no, there's like the grill setting on the oven, and I use that. And my parents were like, I don't get what that means, but broil is the same thing as grill here.
Okay.
And so it's a setting on the oven there as well.
Yeah, the way you described it earlier was like, the one with the fire that does it.
The zigzag line at the top.
It's like, oh yes, grill, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So,
So broil and grill, they use it interchangeably over there. I know over here it's not the same thing. Broil is something you do in your oven. The flame comes down on it and touches it. Grill, you put it on the grill, like actual grill marks. I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about grilling when they put it in the oven. So they do grill and we do broil. Okay.
I'm going to broil this chicken rather than grill this chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to do y'all. Can we do y'all?
Yeah.
Because that's a word
paying
we
attention?
do not have here. And I hear it a lot, and I kind of understand it, but how would you use it?
So, I mean, y'all is just short for you all. And anytime you want to say you all, you just say, hey y'all, instead of hey you all. I guess people don't really say you all as much, but it's very, very common in the southern part of the U.S.
Okay.
And it's like you just hear it all the time. And it's kind of, if I ever go to the south of the U.S., people are always saying it, and it kind of like gets in my head, and then I'll be like, start saying it. I'm like, no, I'm from New York. I live in London. I'm not allowed to say it.
Oh, really? So like someone from New York just wouldn't say y'all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all reckon, huh?
Thing.
But it's kind of charming too.
I think so.
Yeah.
You've said it, but you've definitely said it. Or do you even put it in messages sometimes? Like, hey, y'all.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, some people do will type that out. So you even in the South, they'll still type that out.
To be fair, I think like people will do it like for fun if they're not from the South, and just kind of to instead of being like hey or something like that, it's like hey y'all.
Yeah, but I think there are definitely those words where you feel like you're being quite playful, and you're not necessarily from that region or whatever. Like there's a few Scottish words I use where it's like, okay, I'm not Scottish, but it's fun to say like we for small, right? Like I'm a wee bit. And it's like, it's just a fun, it's almost entertaining yourself when you're saying these words. So
yeah.
Cool. All right. I think that's everything. I think we've done a lot.
Okay. That was interesting, but the only one I would say is probably still used is y'all. The rest are not really used anymore. It's rare you hear someone say the whole 9 yards or the whole thing behind the 8 ball. They're just, and broil is not really a word or a phrase. Let me say it again. It's not a phrase. So I don't know why that was in there. He maybe just confused by it. But yeah, we have broil, they have grill. So now I know it's the same thing there and here. But yeah, it's that was interesting. I'll leave a link for them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and everyone take care. Later.